Let's talk to God. One more thing, like, subscribe, and share. Come on, let's talk to God. Woo!
Hey everybody, greetings. It is another Tuesday. This is Cutler on the Let's Talk to Cutler broadcast, the Let's Talk to Cutler virtual book club, the Let's Talk to Cutler YouTube channel. It's me, and I hope that we can buckle in for these next 1800 seconds because, as you all know, just in case you didn't know, I'm here just trying to offer something that's inspirational, something that's motivational, and something that sometimes challenges us to show up our best selves, even in the worst of situations. How about that? Say that a few times. I need to challenge myself to show up my best self, even in the worst of situations, because life happens. Life does happen. So if this is your first time stopping by, do me a favor, go ahead and subscribe. After you subscribe, click the notification bell because it lets you know whenever I've gone live and whenever I've uploaded new content, all that kind of stuff. As you're coming on, do me a favor, come on over to the chat room so I can see who you are. I want to see my friends. I want to know who you are. I want to know where you are. I want to know what's going on with you. I want to know all of that fun stuff. We're going to talk this evening about how nice are you. I'm always in a good mood, I think, but I'm in a really nostalgic mood. I'm thinking about the niceness and the kindness of people and how people are kind when they don't have to be. I'm thinking about that and I'm thinking, well, how many people would really like to be a nicer person, a more kind person? That's what I'm thinking about. And I want to talk about that because, excuse me, I want to challenge us to try to show up not just our best selves, but even a nicer version of ourselves. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. But again, if you're stopping by for the first time and you're wondering what's that guy talking about, why does he up here? There's, there are content creators all over YouTube now. What is this guy talking about? It is always my goal to try to offer something that's inspirational and motivational. And again, something that challenges us to show up our best selves, even in the worst of situations, something that challenges us to sharpen our character, our integrity, those sorts of things to make sure that whenever we show up, the very best version of us is what people see because you don't get a second time to make a first impression. And I thought about that. I'll shout out the LTCC VIPs in just a moment. Those are the people who come into the chat. The first ones that I see, and I tell you who they are. I see several of you all logging in, but come on into the chat so I can really see you. But the first three people that I see are Annie Cutler, Linda Martin, and Hattie Boone. It's good to see all of you all. So the other of you come on in and say hi. But I want to talk about how nice are we and how to be even nicer. I have been criticized for being a nice person. Some people will say things, and think about this, you all. Oh, you're just too nice. That sounds like such an oxymoron to me when people say you're just too nice, you're just too kind. I don't think you can be too nice. I don't think you can be too kind. And you all talk to me in the chat because I want to hear your feedback. I want to hear your comments. People have said to me, you're just too nice or you're just too kind. Is there such a thing as being just too nice? Is there such a thing as being just too kind? Now, I'm not saying being naive to the point that you let people manipulate you and exploit you and take advantage of you. I get that. That can happen. But is there such a thing? Just think of the pure phrase. Is there such a thing as being too nice? What does too nice even look like? What does too nice even mean? I know that there are people who are just not nice, period. They can work on being nice, period, not even nicer. But do you think there's such a thing as being too nice? I ask that because I'm on travel this weekend, and as I am on travel, I made it my business to stop by and see a few people that I had not seen in quite a while. I went by to see an absolutely charming and adorable lady, a woman, 92 years old, and she's absolutely adorable, and it just made her day because I stopped by. And I was thinking, how many times do we have the capacity to make people's day just by showing up? And sometimes we don't do that. We're so busy looking at our own lives and our own schedules and our own itineraries. And I thought, wow, it just made her day because I showed up. I didn't show up with flowers. I didn't show up with gifts. I just showed up and it made her day. And I thought, it really is. It's just nice to be nice. It's kind to be kind, and you feel so much better when you help make somebody else's day. So those things went through my mind, and that's what I thought about. So I'll be sharing from that perspective, you all, because a lot of people they don't think about others in the world. They just think about themselves. And then I left from uh, visiting with her, and then I went by to see a former neighbor who was 88 years old, and when I stopped by to see him and his wife, only to discover that his wife had passed, but it made his day that I showed up. Why am I saying this? Show up for people. Be kind. You don't have to show up with gifts. You don't have to show up with flowers or presents or anything. Just show up in your authenticity. Show up as you have the capacity to make somebody's day just by showing up. And I talk about being nice because that's a nice act, but I just sense that that there are people in our lives who are just looking for us to show up, to just be there, because our presence really means more than we sometimes really mean. Do you have people in your life who you are always glad to see them? You are always comforted when you see them. You are always put at ease when you see them. You are always you feel better when they are around. Their presence brings this spirit of satisfaction and contentment. As you have those people in your life, I challenge you to be that for somebody else. Just be kind, just be nice, just show up for somebody. It doesn't cost you anything to be nice. So I thought about those two instances. One where I went to visit this 92-year-old woman. I went to then visit this 88-year-old man and his wife, only to discover that she had passed a couple months ago. But it made both of their days that I just showed up. And I thought, wow, what just a nice thing to do. What a nice thing to do. And then earlier today, I had dinner with some friends. And as I had dinner with some friends, I had no idea that, and I have to show you all this. I had absolutely no idea that one of them was going to give me a gift. Well, sitting there at dinner, one pulled out a bag and she said, I just want to give you something. I wanted to say happy birthday. I celebrated birthday a couple weeks ago. And she said, well, almost a couple weeks ago. And she said, I just want to say happy birthday, and gave me this bag, you all. Now, many of you all know that I did my undergraduate degree in my undergraduate studies at Howard. You all want to see what's in this bag, don't you? I know it. You all want to see what's in this bag. I'll show you in just a moment. But I did my undergraduate degree at Howard, and I taught there for 15 years. So I love all things Howard. And I said to her, you could have just given me this bag because I just love Howard University, period. And then, hang on, you all. I'm going to show you what's in the bag. I'm going to talk about being nice. I promise you. I really am. I'm going to show you. I'm going to talk about I'm going to talk about how to be nice and being nicer. But I opened the bag. Look what was in this bag. A water bottle. All right. That's one thing that was in the bag. And then a Howard cap. Howard University Bisons. That's our mascot. That's not all. Hang on. Then a Howard Bison t-shirt. Now remember, I love all things Howard. You all, that was not it. Hang on. Then there's also, I have to show you, a set of ink pens. Wasn't that nice? Now, see, I that was just nice. And Marissa, yes, it made me so happy. I felt so happy about that because a lot of times, why did I feel happy about that? Because a lot of times you are kind to people and you are nice to people and you know that you are, and you do nice things and you don't look for it in return. But because out of your soul, out of your core, you are nice. And so you recognize nice acts, genuine, acts of kindness and niceness, and you recognize them, and you don't do things to get things, but uh, you recognize kindness when you see it because it's a part of your core. It is a part of who you are. So it humbles you when you receive it, but you do recognize it. And I recognized it. It humbled me, and I thought, wow, I'm so thankful that I strive to be a nice person because it is really true. You reap what you sow, you all. You reap what you sow. You sow kindness, you sow niceness, and you reap it. It has a way of coming back to you. So when people in your lives are nasty and mean and cruel, I'm telling you, still take the high road. Do what you know is right to do. Be kind in the face of meanness. Be genuine in the face of people being artificial. Just, just be kind in a world of chaos and in a world of nasty people. It pays to be nice. It really does because it has a way of coming back to you. And so these were my way. I guess suppose this is in some small way a nice way that it came back to me. And so I was just so thankful, so grateful for that. Y'all, you see, I'm almost stumbling over my words, and all I could do was say thank you. But let's talk about this, you all. On a scale of 1 to 10, how nice, and you don't please, you don't have to put it in the chat, but ask yourself, how nice am I? On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being not very good and 10 being excellent, how nice am I? And not only how nice am I, but how nice of a person do people think I am? How nice would they rank me? Because a lot of times it's just not about us because we don't see ourselves the way that other people see us. Because being nice is about being polite and yes, I get it. We try to follow those social norms and we try to treat people well, but it also involves just being kind. So yeah, following social norms and treating people one way is one thing, but just being genuinely kind, that shows when you truly care about people, and it shows through your actions. I cared about the 92-year-old lady. I cared about the 88-year-old former neighbor. Yeah, it's just there are some ways that we can be much. There's some ways that we can be nicer. And maybe this is not for some of you this evening, but maybe it is for people that you know in your life and in your space, and you want to say to them, "Why are you just a nasty person?" Have you ever seen just mean, nasty people, and you say to yourself, "Wow, I wish I could just turn on a switch and make them just a nice person." Sometimes we want to be nice, but we see this hardcore in us, and maybe it's a defense mechanism. So then, if we want to be nicer, maybe it can start with us being kind to ourselves. Self-care can include all kinds of things. Yoga, exercise. I mean, do something. Compliment yourself when you get up in the morning. Tell yourself how nice of a job you did managing the day when you get ready to go to bed for the evening. These are just some ways that we can be nicer, and so I just want to offer these because I'm thinking, wow, I had a great weekend, a nice weekend. I did some nice things, and then all of a sudden, nice stuff came to me, and I so appreciate it. And I don't mean just the stuff itself, but just the act of kindness itself. Period. Here, another way we can be nice is just to be a good listener. Listen to what other people have to say. Ask questions about their needs and their interests and their wants and their desires. You can also learn to be empathetic. Rather, learn how to identify with people. Learn how to express compassion for other people. These are just ways that we can be kinder, ways that we can be nicer. And again, if they don't necessarily apply to us, maybe they can apply to people in our lives. One of the things, something you can really start by being honest and being respectful. In this world in 2024, so many people have lost the whole notion of being respectful and being honest. But one of the things I think we all ought to do if we're going to be nice is just learn how to take responsibility for our mistakes, admit when we're wrong, and just be honest, be respectful. If you got it wrong, you got it wrong. If you messed up, you just messed up. But learn how to take responsibility. Taking responsibility is a way of being nice. Being supportive is a way of being nice. Learn how to share with other people. Learn how to comfort other people when they're going through. Learn how to cooperate with people when they want to have a conversation with you in terms of how to navigate and maneuver through life. Let me say that again. Let's learn how to share with people. Let's learn how to cooperate with people. Let's learn how to comfort people when people are going through things. Let's not jump on the bandwagon and beat people. Let's not jump on the bandwagon and beat the horse when it's down. Let's not be the one who throws salt on an open wound. But let's learn how to be supportive. Show up with your phone calls, with your text messages, with your visits. Show up by giving people, a handshake or an embrace or a hug. I'm telling you, just learn how to be supportive. These are a way of just being nicer. Sometimes we harbor and we hold on to things from the past like anger and resentment and negativity and all those sorts of things. One of the ways that you can be nicer, first of all, is to learn that forgiveness, it can help you to act in this more compassionate way, a more generous way, a more authentic way. Have you ever seen people and you know that they need to be a nicer person, but you just can't put your fingers on it and tell them what to do? I'm telling you, I'm offering you some tips to talk to them. Tell them when you need to be kind to yourself, because if you learn how to be kind to yourself, then you learn how to be kind to other people. If you learn how to be a good listener, you can listen to what others have to say and ask about what's going on in their lives. If you learn to be empathetic, then that way you can show empathy and compassion for other people. If you learn how to be supportive, you can learn how to comfort people and cooperate them. I'm just offering us these tips so that we can talk to other people and tell them how they can be nice. Don't just say, you know what, you need to be nicer. You need you're just a mean, nasty person. Let me tell you how to be a nicer person. Let me tell you how to show up as a nicer person. Let go of all that anger. Let go of that bitterness. Let go of that resentment. Let go of that hatefulness. Let go of that stuff. And sometimes we have difficulty doing it. And one of the things that I learned that I've discovered, it really, really is true, is that when your body language says that you're nice, your body language says that you're trying to be authentic and organic and genuine, you come across as a nicer person. It's okay. Listen, it is okay to make eye contact with people. It is okay to smile at people. It is okay to nod at people with a pleasant look on your face. It's okay to do all of that. It's okay to speak to people. Let your body language be positive and kind and nice. What harm does it do to smile, to make eye contact and smile? Does no harm. Have you ever seen people get on an elevator? The first thing they do, as soon as they get on the elevator, they drop their heads or they strive not to make eye contact. They strive not to speak. What in the world is that all about? Making the effort not to be nice? Making the effort not to be kind? Get on the elevator and look the people right in the eye and just keep right on going. Say, hi, how are you? Wish them a good day when they get off or when you get off, and just keep right on going. But we are in a day and an age where we strive, we work not to be nice. Let's see, before presentation, thank you, Linda. Before presentation, I asked a friend if she was okay. Later during the presentation, she stood up and stated she was not having a good day, and I was the only one who asked how she was doing. And I'm sure that made her whole entire day. You all, being nice doesn't cost you anything. Being concerned about people doesn't cost you anything. Being kind does not cost us anything. I wish I could do a whole revival of niceness, a whole revival of kindness, a whole revival of empathy, a whole revival of compassion, a whole revival of consideration all throughout this nation of ours, practically all throughout the world. These things don't cost us anything. And they would truly make the world a better place. I know it sounds so theoretical, so philosophical. Oh, these things would make the world a better place, but they would. And we can do this, you all. We can offer this by, one, doing it ourselves, and then encouraging people around us to do it. I mean, I wonder, are you or do you know people who are the kinds of people who feel angry and irritable all the time? Think about it. People who are angry and irritable all the time are not nice people to be around. How many of us know? Don't put your hands up and don't say it in the chat. But how many of us know people like that? People who are angry and irritable all or most of the time. And we know that they're not nice people to be around. And guess what? The people who are closest to them are the ones who are suffering the most, because they have to deal with and put up with all of that negative energy, all those negative emotions. But there are things, I'm telling you, there are things that we can do. Excuse me. There are things that we can do to be nicer people. Learn how to tell people in your life there are things that you can do to be a nicer person. One, you can stop and realize, stop in certain moments, stop and realize, why am I negative? What is the problem here? What's going on? Let me take a look at my pressure points. Let me take a look at the triggers, I call them. What sends people over the edge? Is it your manager's demands on the job? What pushes people into not being nice and pushes them into not being kind? Let's tell people, know your triggers, know your pressure points, know you, because it puts you in control. And when it puts you in control, it puts you in control of saying when you're going to be happy and when you aren't. It puts you in control of saying, you know what, I'm going to be less irritable. I'm going to be a happier person. And then one of the things that I think we all ought to do is create what I read somewhere, it was called create some me time, because being nicer begins with you, and I said that earlier. It's not selfish. In fact, it is necessary a lot of times to recharge yourself, to relax yourself, and just recharge the batteries that keep you going. Meet up with some friends and people that you love and people that you trust, and just go for a walk somewhere. Do whatever you do, or do whatever you enjoy on a regular basis. You're creating time for yourself. And then learn how to appreciate not just yourself, but learn how to appreciate other people. Learn how to appreciate other people. It's so easy when you're busy to forget what people have done. It really, really is. But learn to appreciate others. Learn to thank others. Learn to show your gratitude. This all makes us nicer people. And as you're practicing niceness, let me just say this. Be authentic, be organic. Don't overdo it. Just as much as you are appreciating other people, make sure that you're going to listen to them. And you're going to listen not only to them as you're appreciating them, but you're going to listen to an inner voice that you have that tells you, be authentic. Don't do too much. Don't overdo it. Be organic. Be genuine. You're not trying to be perfect here. You're not trying to dot every I. You're not trying to cross every T. You just want to be compassionate and you want to be caring. Today, my new supervisor, I'm reading, let's see. Today, my new supervisor told me that one of my college mates told her I am a nice person. And I'm sure that must have made you smile. I like being nice. How many of you can agree with that sentiment and with that statement? You're nice and you know it. And sometimes people try to take advantage of your kindness. They really do. Sometimes people try to take your kindness for weakness. But I mean, we can stand up in the midst of that and say, you know what? I can be kind and strong. I can be nice and powerful. All of that. And don't let people manipulate and exploit your kindness at all. But I'm offering us the opportunity to be nicer people and to help make our villages and our communities nicer. What am I saying? Let's just learn to give positive energy to other people. It doesn't matter what you're going through. Learn to give positive energy to other people. You may be dealing with death. You may be dealing with some kind of undue pressure. You may be dealing with resentment. You may be dealing with so many things. But even though you are dealing with things, you can make a point of listening to somebody else, to listen to what they say. You may not have the energy to entertain them so much, but you can give positive energies, even in the worst of your situation. Even when little children are speaking, and this goes back to my childhood, and I remember when little children are speaking, they want to be heard, they want to be seen, they want to be acknowledged. You can give a child your attention. You can listen rather than rushing them and hurrying them along. You can give them your undivided attention for just a moment. That makes you a nicer person. You can do the same thing. You can do the same thing for an elderly person. Give them your undivided attention only for a few moments. It'll make them feel content. How else can we be nicer? How else can we be more kind? Learn to admit when we're wrong. I wore a T-shirt the other day that quoted me and says one of the biggest mistakes you can make is to never admit that you make mistakes. If we admit when we are wrong, admit when we make mistakes, that's kind. That's a nice thing. That's a nice gesture. Because our human instinct is to blame other people. But I think if we start admitting when we're wrong, that makes us an even nicer person. I'm just offering this to us, y'all, because I felt so good these past few days about being nice in a nice space. I felt so good about receiving the kindness and the niceness of others. It felt absolutely wonderful. And I thought to myself, this is what you're getting because you've practiced being nice to other people. No matter what it looks like, you're getting niceness back because you sowed it and now you're reaping it. And I want to say to you, the same thing is true. You reap what you sow. Be kind to people, be nice to people. The next time there's a discussion or disagreement, you need to ask yourself, what have I done to contribute to this? Was I not nice? Was I not kind? So you then own up to it. Admit when you're wrong. Because when you do that, people will respect you. And your life seems to go on this plateau of just going along so smooth. When we can just admit when we're wrong out of the kindness of our hearts. And the challenge with all of this is that it requires a mindset change. Because as we move along this trajectory of trying to become a nicer person, and we use these different techniques and we use these things that we do, these things that we've talked about today, one of the things that it does for us is to create this mindset. Something that says, I like people and people like me. I'm nice to people and inevitably people are nice to me. I'm kind and I'm patient to people and with people. So kindness and patience is going to come my way. It's a change in your mindset. And as you are being nice to people, enjoy those moments. Allow yourself to have some fun being nice to people. Enjoy life. Enjoy the people in your life. Be kind, be nice, make somebody else's day. The same way that people are making your day, I challenge you to make somebody's day. When I'm telling you, when I got this gift, it just made my entire day. Completely unexpected. But I thought that was the same thing that I just did yesterday before yesterday to those two elderly people that I shared with you. I just showed up. I just spoke. I sat for a few moments. I had a conversation. And I felt good about making their day because they were emotional and expressed themselves as I left. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Wow, this was a real shocker, but I'm so glad you shocked me. I'm so glad you showed up. Let's learn to be kind. Let's learn to be nice. And if we're on a scale of 1 to 10, if we are 5, let's at least try to get up to a 6 or 7. Remember that question, how nice are you? Think about how you ranked and rated yourself. And now think, how can I rank myself even higher? Maybe I can do some of those things that Cutler talked about. Think about it. Think about it. I just want us to be a kinder, more gentler nation, a more warmer people, more compassionate, more empathetic, more considerate, just genuinely nice because it doesn't cost us anything. I just wanted to have that conversation from my heart, you all, because I love being nice. I've been criticized for being nice, but guess what? I'm still going to continue to be nice. I hope you all are as well. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for allowing me to come into whatever space you've allowed me to come into. Please share this message with other people about how to be nice, how to be kind, how to be more nice, how to be nicer, and how to be kinder, because that's really what we need. With so much going on in the world, in our country, in our areas, that is what we need. We need to raise the next generation who can authentically be nice to people and not look for anything in return. We need to raise the next generation that's not self-aggrandizing, or nor are they egotistical, but they take great joy. They take great joy. They take great joy in being kind to other people. Thank you all. Thank you all for being nice enough to give me a platform to share with you. Thank you all so much for that. And until the next time we talk, make sure you go and tell somebody else, come on, let's talk to Cutler. All right. Make sure you tell somebody, come on and let's talk to Cutler. By the way, let's keep building community. Let's keep maintaining connectivity. Keep your heads up. Keep your hopes up. And I'll see you all the next time I see you. Have a fantastic evening. Talk to you soon. Good night.